the player he was aiming at, as he was moving while firing, but still he gets that opening pick, and that's exactly what he wanted. That's going to push them back towards outside. Kikert's still there with the smoke and flashbang. You can see 3 CTs ready to rock and roll towards outside, and there's still plenty of time on the clock here. CS seems known for their slower pace T-side gameplay, as we see Buster and co head towards the Ivy position. At this point, it does look like they'll head towards outside, probably a smoke towards the left-hand side of Ivy, head out towards the sunny side and have one player just holding inside for any rotations, anyone flanking towards the pop dog. That'll be Kukert, as it will be now Liaz holding towards the Ivy, but he takes his vision away at the worst possible time. Buster does get towards the end of the Ivy with the PT-50 and a smoke down as well. Liaz loses vision, and where do they go from here?
Liaz trying to find someone through the smoke. Adds the advantage down to 26 seconds. Gratisfaction finds Buster. Just saw enough of him through the ladder, at the top of the ladder, I should say. The edge of the smoke. Liaz does get Fitch. This is impressive from Renegades. No one even losing any health at this point in time. No damage. That changes. As soon as I say anything, it does. But Liaz is able to collect, and that's a solid round. They didn't overcommit. They got the advantage. They allowed them to fall back. No problem. They played it as they should. Yeah, absolutely. That's all down to JKS. Just shoving them towards outside there. That initial kill, I feel like that doesn't come in. If JKS spots them, they might still commit towards the inside area. Try and get that plant down. All the teams do focus on the inside area for the pistol rounds, because you are almost guaranteed the bomb plant. Much more difficult to get it down outside because it's an open area. You need more smokes, more utility in general, just to get near the bomb site. So we should see the full eco here from Avangar with no bomb being planted, and indeed just PT-50s and some Glocks. We have got Fitch and a Deagle, so he's investing a little bit more, as we'll see if they can do any damage here in round number 2. I doubt it. To be honest, we'll see if there's anything that can be done. If Renegades are smart, they just want to keep these rifles up. You can see they focus on firepower completely. A lot of teams, especially in CSGO in today's game, they'll get the MP5s out, they'll get MP9s, all that sort of stuff. They want to challenge those AKs in the 3rd round and actually be viable to win it and get a 3-0 on the board. As if you come into with the 3rd round with UMPs, a shotgun, something like that, you're going to be at a disadvantage. So right now they have 5 rifles and they want to have all their utilities. They need a nice clean round here, and that's a great start. Liaz will take down Fitch, and you can see they don't have to overcommit. Just need to get that information. Just need to hold them back, and when they feel like they're under pressure, just make sure they go into those crossfires here. Jacob maybe towing the line between aggression and discipline. They will see whether he can stay alive. He cannot, and he'll go down first, but Liaz fighting back there. Og's already out, so we'll see a lot of them at this major. I do agree with the sentiment on the desk that you either adapt or you're going to have to deal with the consequences. Yes, that was a very impressive shot to James, not using the scope. Quickly back out of position, and he collects. Ace for him as well. Only the 2nd round, and we've already got an ace in the major. Liaz the one to do it, the new man, the new blood, who's quite a following in Australia, according to the chat and the boys on the desk. But just to go back, you know, guys like Scream, who are always tweeting out about it or putting it on social media that they hate the AUG. You know what? It's time to accept it. This gun is extremely powerful.
It absolutely is, and with the price reduction, you're going to see a lot of it at this major, and I'm excited for it to see what teams have kind of developed with the org, and maybe they've changed some of their setups, and they could be a little bit more aggressive at the start of each round and go for those picks, and maybe just rely on one, or who knows, as we get into that gun round, it is going to be James with the wallbang that lands. It obviously hits Gratisfaction for a couple of walls there, takes it down to 84, but it's Azza fighting tooth and nail there against Fitch with a quick solo play down towards the pop dog that gives away his life. And Matt, they've got 2 smokes here and a 5-on-4. They have to come in and try and get a pick back here.
1 smoke deployed by the CTs just now, and they will commit. They're going to go through before that defensive utility can be put in place. Buster finds JKS. Back to a 4-on-4 bomb to be planted as well. First time they've had it down. Gratisfaction on the AWP tries to find the shot toward the backside of the B-bomb, but watch Buster because he's pushed up. Flash out. Dame has no problems finding Gratisfaction peeking off that, and it's going to be a difficult battle for Renegades. Finally, they've got to retake a site. They've lost control, and desperate through the smoke, Liaz will fire a few shots. Buster could go down on this because from the hitch, Azza slides out on his right. Don't think he was fully aware of the fact that they'd rotated back through CT instead. But it's Kikert to watch Azza, and it's going to be, yeah, exactly this. Call the save. Time's pretty much gone. You've got the advantage still. Money's going to be very narrow if you overcommit, so keep what you've got and fight in the next round.
Well, there we go. Avangar, like we said, no utility really. They certainly had the AKs and the AWP of James. He hits that wallbang to kick things off, but no kill. Wasn't really that significant towards the end of the round. But they knew after losing that pick, something had to be done. They got quite fortunate on the timings there. The moment they go down the lower ramp is when JKS actually takes his vision away from the area. area. He's solo anchored towards the B bomb site, so he's got to be patrolling between the upper and the lower area. It looks towards upper for a split second. They've already made their way through. They hit that shot, and once the bomb's down and James set up with the AWP, it's very difficult to retake there. We saw the flashbang attempt, but when James was holding that specific angle, he can just dodge the flash, repeat, find the frag, and that was pretty much the round at that point. We are going to see the force spike come through from Renegades here as they try and maintain their lead, currently 2-1, and now they'll have a couple of rifles, and the AWP is still in the hands of Gratisfaction. Remember, we need him to step up here against the likes of James, as a lot of speculation as to whether he can perform at the top level. We know he has the potential to do it. I've seen it online. I just want to see it translate to a big tournament like this, and he can show us what he's made of.
So it is just going to be the CZ for the man who started off with an ace. Playing a passive shoulder peek to see when they commit to the hallway. Once them up close, does spot and realizes it. Incendiary down, that'll subside the rush for now. Gratisfaction still watching out toward A main as well, covers off the other side. So they pretty much stifle Avangar trying to go fast, which was the goal.
That's fine for Avangar at this point. You still got a minute on the clock. You know they forceful at this point. If they have incendiaries, you can assume that's the case. And they've baited a bit of utility out here. They've got control of Ivy per se. They've got towards the end of it at least. It looks likely to be the outside split with 3 players focusing on that Ivy position with the bomb, and Crizin just to try and take some attention away. But Azza inside the pop dog room once again. This time with an SMG, that's absolutely fine as they make potentially their final move. You can see Gratisfaction in the perfect position to shut this one down. But the smoke isn't ideal. They actually push past that, and he doesn't hit the shot.
Backs away though. Gratisfaction still trying to get an angle at any possibility, and the second smoke comes out. That gap gone means that it's going to be a lot more difficult still. So instead his attentions go on to the bomb train. If he can catch them in transition with 20 seconds left, he might have a chance to stifle the round entirely, but also just win it on 1 kill alone. Instead, it's Fitchy finds, but bomb's already in position. Buster crossed, and now it's going to go 4-on-4. A nice bomb plant. Rock show. It's you on the guitar, actually. That's not in the game. That's just Henry beside Kit for JKS. We'll see if that comes into play.
Here we go then. Big retake about to go down. JKS does have the kit. You can see Azza there flanking towards T-Spawn, but time is of the essence now. So many kills to find, and they're dropping like flies as his flank is unsuccessful. JKS with the kit. We are going to find out who's getting near that bomb site, Matthew, as Gratisfaction doing everything he possibly can here. This is equal trades for now. The bomb's ticking away. They have to recover that defuse kit. It is picked up. Gratisfaction has got time to defuse. He gets on it right now, but I don't think that's going to happen. James done enough, and he will fall back with the AWP. So great attempt there. Gratisfaction with the 3 kills. The shots we're looking for, but unfortunately with the bomb planted and the kind of scrappy retake there, quite slow and segregated almost, the CTs can't get it done.
Tough decision right now as well, because if you'd saved the 4 last time, okay, fine, you keep guns up and you bring a little more to this round, but you allow the economy to establish on the T side. They did well to get 4 kills there.
Yep.
They limit them, so they still have a buy, certainly, but that's all they have in reserve. Do you force buy on top of this? Do you try and go around that single AWP and really break them down right now? Because again, that can come back to haunt you. Well,
the answer is yes, it seems. In these best of ones, it's quite a daunting procedure. The fact you've got to now go in, knowing you've almost sabotaged your CT economy with these force buys, this round doesn't work out for you, you're in a really rough spot. Avangar can find 5 on the board on the T side of train in a best of 1 in a brutal format very early on. We know they're going to exploit that opportunity as we get into round 5 here. Gratisfaction. You can see Liaz is still yet to die. He's 7-0 right now as they struggle to get back into this one. Gratisfaction still on the AWP, currently positioned right now at the Ivy area. Is he going to hit this shot? Absolutely. Fitch will be taken down, but that hasn't necessarily translated to success so far. They get these opening kills and inside will fall apart. But luckily, the CTs do have 2 players there this time. That's JKS and Azza with a UMP and a FAMAS. Can they hold them off?
Not able to do much. Gratisfaction did find 1 on the ops, so at least it goes 1-for-1 on the entry. Low HP for Buster as well. Jacob could capitalize on this, finds him. Headshot with his eagle. It wouldn't have mattered the HP. It was a fantastic shot. James gets the response. That allows the plant, but in doing so, only having 2 players up, it opens up a passage, a right passage that Azza certainly will seize upon, because around the corner forces Crizin to the right, did the damage. Gratisfaction got him with the op, but still it was made easily as the communication and positioning was so solid. All one game. This is what we talked about. He finds 2, a chance to win it out. He's going to play up close. 19 HP. Time is his friend, but HP is not. Gratisfaction manages to pull it back with his 4th kill in the round.
Unbelievable scenes there. James, it felt like that was enough. With the smoke there, he actually had time to maneuver and actually get them off the bomb, find those 2 quick kills, and Gratisfaction, 3 kills in the previous, didn't work out for him. Now he gets 4. That seems to be enough. He's stepping up here, and he finds him a huge round. Like we said, if Renegades didn't win this particular round, they would be absolutely absolutely ruined financially. He opens up the fragging here towards Ivy, has the actual presence of mind to actually fall back towards inside. He knows he's pushing them back towards that bomb site, and it works out for them perfectly here. James keeps you up, but they do not force buy here. Avangar, no, they've got a decent situation here. On the T side, they don't have to keep force buying here. Maybe there was an option considering the reset potential of the CTs, but they've opted for a very passive approach.
But this goes back to the last round where they killed 4 out of 5. If they hadn't done that in the last round and saved, you get the same result, but there's still a buy available to Avangar, so you're in a very different composition of the game. It's crazy how that little decision, that little outcome can dictate this whole half now. In an alternate universe, maybe they have guns again. Maybe Avangar wins here. Renegades get broken. Now it's Avangar's, turn to take the run. It's just crazy how the money plays into the momentum of the game. I want to point out something as well. Liaz, new player to Renegades. They talked about role shifting. Flashed in. That's an unfortunate situation. Didn't find the kill. And now they're going to swarm. They know he's pursuing a low HP player. This is incredible. Falling apart. James, I'll come back to my thought. As Gratisfaction, they got very bloodlust upon one kill that didn't work in their favor.
This is the sort of play you don't want to see when you're up against the Pistols. Want to confirm their P250s, you just need to hold the crossfires. You know you're on the breaking point financially here. So 5 versus 2, still technically recoverable here. We did say JKS incredibly good in these situations where someone has to step up here. Liaz has provided a decent amount of frags so far, but he's got to find a few more here to stand any sort of chance. 35 seconds, and Avangar taking their time. They're waiting for a sound cue, any sort of clue that will lead into the first CT and where they can get that bomb down. Kicker has just got a P250 here. He's going to run inside and confirm at least one player inside, and then he can make the next move off that.
He has falling back, trying to play distance. Only one gun grabbed from those kills as JKS is able to find one at me. You're right, that is the key. Liaz has bomb. That's the big change in him, though, because he's dropped a second, 13 seconds. Krisen has time to get to the E-box. Back on the ball, but they know he's going to be in that exact transition, and a brilliant nade from JKS forces Buster's hand. He's got to go for the play. No time to commit to the play. JKS wins it with a nade.
That's so sick, Matt. We said they had potential to do so. 5 versus 2 there. It all came down to the timer as well. It looked like Renegades had thrown that round away, but there it is. That one HE grenade really did completely turn around on his head. The fact that denied the plant, it gave away the position, the remaining T, and then JKS to play accordingly. You could see the remaining terrorist of Avangar there. Go for the fake plant, go for the frag. Didn't work out. JKS too aware, and Liaz, he certainly performed in that situation. Got the damage done. Enough for that nade to find the kill.
And I want to go back to my point on him. They talked about role shifting, and you've got a guy like JKS who's so prominent. You don't want to move him out on the behalf of Liaz. Fantastic damage in what is a very fast round from Avangar. Uncharacteristically, they're already at the site. Azos read it well. He swings around from E-box, catches out the bomb, clears out Sandwich, and now he'll work back out toward the hell side, toward the alleyway at A main. Smoke down as well. Kiekert's forced back. He was 7-1, Liaz. Or 7-0, excuse me. Hadn't died. Yeah. And yet was back to a pistol. He selflessly picked up the AWP and was willing to give that away and play without money himself despite not dying. So he's definitely willing to be a team player so far.
Absolutely. Well, it all comes down to this moment, though.
Glad I got that point out. It only took 3 rounds.
We got that. Kicker does have the AK. We know he's incredibly handy with the weapon. James, though, only with a Glock. He has got a helmet. So we'll see what can be done. He's got the smoke, the Molotov. He needs to set up an alley-oop here to see if his teammate can get them back in this one. It's not looking like right now. That should confirm things. Like we said, James is left with a Glock here. Helmet on his head, but waiting for a massive mistake to be made here. But the flank coming through. You see that should confirm the round. He does get a kill, but down to 11 HP. No chance he survives as Renegades will take the lead even further now. 5-2, and that should be money completely broken. It's at about $2,000 per player. So no buy coming in here, but the loss bonus starting to accumulate at this stage. They'll probably take PG50s here, try and get a bomb plant down and have a full buy going into the next one. But to say, Azza played that very well be an understatement. He managed to get those 2 kills, smoke off the opposition, and make sure his teammates could rotate in and deny a very important plant for them.
5-2 for Renegades, but a much closer game than that score suggests. It's still early, so it's not like that's insurmountable as well for Avangar. But they will have to sit back to Pistols in this particular round. Nearly 1-1. With Pistols and a single op carried over just 2 rounds ago.
5-on-2 in their favor as well.
That nade was very clever from JKS because knew the bomb was down. Good communication that it was at E-box. And with 11 seconds, he's got to run to the bomb and get back to the train. He's only going one way. So it was well placed, well timed, well thought out. And it forced the hand of Buster, as we mentioned, who now, speaking of hands, has a deagle in his because he'll try and find the opener toward B.
all they can really hope for here is the bomb being planted. It's incredibly difficult to do so and trying your best to head towards inside. They have one flash to do it, so I would assume 5 players get ready at this area, the brown halls, flash through the window and try and get the bomb down, but we'll see which approach they opt for here. Under a minute. You can just try and bait out CT utility as well. It does cost cash. Every grenade they throw, you are at least siphoning something out of it as Gratisfaction will open things up. Nice shot, the AUG. Like we said, you're going to see that weapon a lot here as JChem continues to frag. That's inside towards Buster. So, flashbang still available, but the bomb being planted at this point, very, very unlikely.
Gratisfaction finds Chris off camera. Wow, this is the important approach because you can get around the corner and get some kills. Would do damage to the money. Speaking of kills, and seeing Fitch on the right side of the kill feed has been a common theme. He sits at 0-8. Way back on Tengri, on to Gambit, former major winners. He replaced Zeus, and now he finds himself here on Avangar. All that experience isn't working out for him so far in 8 rounds. He's gone down in all of them and yet to find a kill.
Well, here comes the full buy we are looking for. Jame on the AWP. Gratisfaction staying on the AUG for now. That's absolutely fine. You don't need the AWP, but Train certainly lends itself towards that playstyle. UMP still in the hands of Liaz, trying to keep the money as strong as possible. If you play correctly, can be a very viable weapon. Lots of nooks and crannies to stick yourself in, and especially towards areas like the pop dog or lower ramp, you can make that weapon do a lot of damage. As I think we have the first tactical timeout. This was called by Avangar. We'll see if this will yield any sort of success. They've tried some fast approaches. They've tried some very slow methodical defaults. We haven't seen a technical execution yet. Maybe that's next on the menu. We'll find out in round number 9 here as Renegades quite healthy at this point. 6-2. They've got a buy in the bag as well. That's why they're keeping the UMP. They want to keep that money as strong as possible. This does look like an execution to me, but it will be a slow one as the bomb's still in T-spawn and they want to get control of Pop Dog first. So maybe going to be setting up a play to grant them access to this area.
As a holds bottom Pop Dog. First time we've really seen a sort of cat and mouse game, dog and cat game with Pop Dog.
Sure.
Either or. First time we've really seen this position subside into something because it's been sort of executions, late timings, rifles not really in both teams' hands as of yet. So now we're getting more to the default to what we would expect. Jame does play with Fallen's signature on his scope, so maybe an idol of his. Might get a chance to beat him if they can make it through this stage. And he's got Leaz with an incredibly good approach, considering how fast that quick scope was, and he was still almost moving at the time.
Well, at this point, Krisen making a little bit of a gambit towards the upper right. We see 3 players there as well. They know JKS anchors this alone. JKS gets multiple frags, so the round could swing, but he gets nothing. I would say that's a save call already, but the bomb not there, and Jame looking for flanks here. He might be taking out by Hazard, but that's a nice, easy kill for him. That confirms the round victory. Great work by Avangar there. They get that pick outside, or towards Ivy, I should say, and then knowing that picks happen, man. Of course, JKS is going to have solo presence towards the side. He's not going to have backup there. They have to rotate because of that single pick they came. They go towards the upper ramp, and that's where you can really abuse the fact that the inside player, he can't dump all his utility on you. He has to focus mainly on the lower ramp. They just walk in a contact play towards upper, find that kill, not even requiring a trade, and then there it is. Jame watching the flank as well, takes down Azza, and it's going to be 5 players surviving by the looks of things, and Gratisfaction and Jacob to hold on to their rifles. They're not together though. Like we said, they have got a buy in the bag, so they've got rifles next round, whatever happens, but ideally you want to save at least one. You can see Az there with 2K, 1400 next round. Gratisfaction should confirm things in terms of the save potential. Holds onto his AUG for now, but now makes his way towards Dumpster, and Jacob and T-Spawn. So they can at least play off each other at this point.
So bomb goes off. We still don't get any indication of which team wants to try and run with the half. But guns to be brought out yet again. On the Renegades side, Jame, there you go. Look at how little he saw. I love the replays with that X-ray. I still maintain that that's a brilliant way of displaying how fast some of these shots are, especially when you see in slow motion. You can barely see any texture difference. And these guys are keen-eyed.
Like we said, without saving those 2 weapons, they could have been a bit of hot water there, but Renegades do have the AWP power once again. A decent amount of utility, not everything. You see Liaz lacking some bits and pieces here or there, and this is a very default setup from Avangar. You can see 2 players at Ivy, one on Pop Dog and main entrance, and then, of course, the inside area just waiting for initial aggression with the CTs to be a run boost. You get Jamie in position, can just go for the straight pick like he has. That's a great shot there, and you see Gratisfaction. It's so difficult to try and react to that. A lot of teams run boost across just to negate the AWP. He just wants a straight up challenge. That's kind of Guardian-esque sort of play.
Gather the bomb. Minute and 13 to play with. Lots still to go. Tons of utility as well. 5 smokes, 1 Molotov, 7 flashes. Everyone can carry 2, remember. 4 nades total for those that are new, and 1 HE grenade on their side. So Azza going to try and play closer proximity. They don't have a whole lot of defensive utility left. Just 2 smokes and 1 incendiary. So they really have to be aggressive on their stance and their positioning.
This is what we call a gamble stack now. So they know this round is a bit out of their reach, so they're going to take a gamble and put 3 players inside. If they come towards the inner area, they challenge. They fight tooth and nail. They'll do whatever they can to actually win this round. If they go outer, as you can see, it's just broadly out, and he goes down, that's a round save already. You're not even going to go for this one. You're not even going to attempt the retake and hold on to what you have. Unfortunately, it's the AWP that goes down, but not really much you can do against that. It's not like Gratisfaction made a mistake. That run boost was just very well executed by Avangar to get the opening kill, and James is very, very fast player.
And again, I said forward stance aggressively. The gamble stack was actually for the same reasons. They didn't have that utility to really play off of to play a default and cut off Avangar. So Renegades will concede 1 more. We go back to a 2-round game. Don't forget as well, you tweeted it out actually, the HLTV live feature allowing you to switch between 2 games, but there is 2 games going on at a time. Vici playing Fnatic right now.
That should be a good one as well. A lot of teams are not really sure what the level Vici will be bringing here. We know they're dangerous. You know, the Asian teams can cause upsets and have a very strange play style, and I'm sure we can get some updates as we continue here. This is about what we expected. They're in the Renegades on the CT side. They've got a lead right now, but Avangar certainly capable of clawing this one back, and it's all down to these opening picks of Jame right now. He's not finding multiple kills per round. He's got 10 in total, but he's actually just finding great picks. The fact he takes on Gratisfaction has been a real thorn in their side, just to open things up. And this is so fast. You can see Gratisfaction even fires the shot, but it's so difficult to land that one. And Crizzen comes in to punish as well. As soon as the opening kill comes in, he makes sure he capitalizes on the fact they're scrambling, trying to reassess the situation. And now, is this going to be the buy, the full investment from Renegades? Apparently not. They're going to be happy with the 3 rifles they have. I'd expect maybe a couple of P250 drops. JKS can certainly do that, just to give these USP players something. As now Jame is trying to suss out the situation. Did they take the eco here? Have they force spawn? What have they got? You don't want to do anything too fast here. Try and get some information, allow that AWP to do its work. And it should be at a huge advantage here for Avangar, but we will see. The 3 rifles capable, and it's certainly with these sort of plays as Jacob will get boosted on the server here. Just to note, Fitch, one of the more household names, 0 and 10 with ADR 3.
So, ADR 3.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that particular stat. That makes it even worse. 3 damage on average around. He is having a nightmare.
Yeah.
At 0 and 8, I thought it would be fine. We've seen people go 0 and 7 before, but again, very little damage applied there. 44 damage to Jacob.
It's really not going well. 0 11.
Not what we expect from him.
No, definitely not. But remember, Avangar, 4 rounds on the T side, even if that's all they got, it's enough to win the game right now. If you're aiming for like 6 or 7 on the T side in this sort of matchup, I think they're quite equally matched. These 2 teams, I think they were both seeded, what, 8th and 9th after the teams rounding up their ideas as Crizzen tries to fight back here. It's actually looking quite promising for Avangar after losing the initial kill. 4 versus 4. Gratisfaction still up, not for long though. Jacob has to go huge here with the AK-47. That's his 3rd kill of the round. JKS with that AUG showing us what it's capable of. And now the 2 versus 1 begins. Jame realizes the AUG probably not the best weapon for this situation. Does have the bomb on his back. And he'll start to book it towards the inside bombs. And that's the right call. There's no point being methodical here, Matt. You might as well just jump out, hope for the best, and you're going to get away with this one. As you can see, Az is rotating in. He's come out towards upper. He doesn't get spotted, so let's get the bomb out of this. So Azza, though, will potentially hear this. He doesn't, but 5 seconds left. There's no way Jane does anything more than plant here. Azza should be able to trade this out. As soon as the bomb goes down, he doesn't go for it straight away. If he misses the shot, it could be a nightmare, but calm, make sure he hits it, and that's no problem at all. The reason we're worried there is because Azza wasn't with his teammate at that point, and Jacob was left on 7 HP. He could have waited a bit longer and just made sure there was 2 potentials there, but overall...
He was kind of like right in between the 2 options, really, because I thought, if for new viewers, of which there's going to be many throughout the course of the major, so we'll touch on that. You have to be planning at 4 seconds.
Yep.
It was 5 seconds, he was committed. You're pretty much guaranteed in a 1v2 he's going to try and get the bomb down because he at least wants the money. Asa could have peeked as that was happening, sped it up a little bit. Even if he dies in that situation and he's not planning, they win it on time.
Yeah.
He waited and then still went alone. It was like right in between the two options.
That was actually, if you're looking at the Counter-Strike guide, that's probably the wrong way to play it, but overall he wins it, he gets the shot, that's absolutely fine, can't argue with that. And that's not even a force weapon, Renegades. Remember, 2 full eco players there, and they took it in, matters into their own hands. They pushed towards Ivy, they know they can get something done. That's been a main point of access for Avangar, as Jacob gets 3 kills in total with the AK, allows them to win out in that 2 versus 1. And now, with the buys coming in, do we have a healthy purchase here for Avangar? We do got the orb there for James as well, with a bit of residual cash as we get into it. Round 12, 7-4 in favor of Renegades. Still anyone's game, as both teams now fully equipped, feeling healthy. Not a single M4 to be seen. Orgs across the board with the AWP backing them up, and inside play coming through. This time, Gratisfaction does get the better of James. That orb is incredibly mobile on the CT side. You can move it so many different positions at the start as Jacob follows things up with a double HE. Was that from the pop dog areas? Asa joins in as well with a bit of damage, so he might have thrown the nade through the window and caught him completely there as they go for the total drop here, and really not going to work out for them. Asa, he seems to play that position a lot. He's very capable there. He's got great aim, and it's pure deathmatch in that tiny little room, as he hits every single shot. No real damage taken. All good.
He's going to push that ladder as well. He's taken advantage of the fact that they've gone underneath and smartly... Oh, is he going to go back down the stairs? I thought he was actually going to figure out Fitch's movement pattern and actually catch him from behind. Got away from it, showers, and then thought he was going to rotate back over to where Marcus side, but didn't get it. That allows an opening toward ladder. They've now called that that's open. He may get the AWP Fitch, but there's nowhere to go, and he's going down because Asa has already occupied all of this space, well aware of the situation, or is he? This is an interesting... Is Fitch finally... Oh, yes, he is going to get on the board. It may be inconsequential to the round, but listen, he breaks the goose egg. He gets 1.
I was about to say, let's just hope he can get a kill here and just get his head in the major, because that will be something. If he saves the AWP as well, that's great, but Renegades, they are going to be aware of the prospect. They can kill him after that 25 seconds at the top of your screen expires. He gets no money for the next round, so they're not going to hunt him just yet. They want to be very patient. Jacob's setting up this play right now. He's like the Predator, coming in, just sniffing out, working out where he could possibly be, and about 5 seconds, when it hits there, you'll see all the CT start to push towards inside. They want to kill him just as the timer expires. You can see it happening right now. It's all coming together. JKS will actually wait until it gets to the 2 second mark, then probably swing out. Here it comes.
Swing after. Take the money. Oh, good shot from Fitch. He's still got the skill. He may not have gotten many kills, but those two are pretty flashy. But yes, you're right. Exactly. Take the op down. A player that's already struggling in this game. Give him no money in the next round. Would have been a brilliant situation. Now they get an op. Still don't have a lot of money across the team, though, do they?
Absolutely not. Here's Asa getting it done. 2 players jump down on his screen. It can be a little bit awkward. That drop, it was in fashion for a while, but I haven't seen it yield massive results in terms of actually trading out a kill. It seems like it either goes very, very well indeed, and you find no one there, and you get 2 players set up, or both you get mowed down. You just say, well, didn't really work out. I prefer the Molotov flashbang approach with a single player, to be honest, and make it uncomfortable for the CTs instead of getting 2 targets. But there you go. Gratisfaction, like we said, moving position every round. This battle continues, and James will come out on top this time. It was towards lower round. The first kill was found before. This time at upper, as JKS knows he has to negate the AWP. We'll drop a smoke and try and get in position.
Asa's going to work his way up the ladder. Shot easily available for Kikert, who's waiting the whole time. He's got confident, I think, in that position after last round.
Just to note as well in this pregame, ourselves and the analysts said this, it's all about the orbs. Gratisfaction step up, and so far, the opening picks have come through either of those 2 players pretty much every single round so far, and swaying the outcome.
As again, finding damage. He's gone quiet as of late because they haven't been pushing onto Ivy quite so much. In fact, he's gone from 9-1 to 9-7 as he'll fall yet again. Fitch. He's moving now. He's got JKS up to 3 kills, and the bomb goes down as a result of that, as Jacob finds himself in a 1-on-4. Money enough on him. 55.